starting with our grid. It says, a grid is a great way to help artists use correct proportions, draw accurately, and check the use of space an image will take up. In our case, using a grid is going to help us enlarge an image accurately, piece by piece. This is really mathematical, so those of you that love math, I think you'll do really well at this. If you don't like math, it doesn't mean you're going to not do well, but really think your way through it. You're going to have to use some brain power. So what we're going to do first is practice. This is going to go into this box, but it is larger, so we need to enlarge this by 2 times. So what we're going to do, and what I do in my brain, is I divide this, each side, in half. Again, this is what I'm doing in my brain. You don't necessarily have to draw this, but it could be helpful. When I start to draw what's in this box to translate it into here, I notice that this line starts about halfway down this one. I notice that as I trace it, it goes about 3/4 of the way through the box. 3/4 of the way through the box. Then I notice that it goes down, and when it goes down, it lands about halfway between my halfway point and my corner, which would be 3/4. Okay. One of the things my brain is trying to do right now is it's trying to figure out, what is this? What is it a piece of? I don't know, and my brain is kind of upset because I don't know what this is. Here's the good news for your brain. Because I don't know what this is, I can just focus on what I see and not what I think I see. What I see and not what I think I see. Or what I think I should see. We'll talk more about that as we continue with these boot camps. Then I notice that there's this diagonal line. It starts just left of my halfway point. You see there's a little line that comes up from it. And then I notice that there's this little loopy-loop. Done. So go ahead, pause the video right now, take a moment, and do just that. All right, welcome back. So now that you've done that top one, as we move down here, we're going to try a whole image. I could give you this rose by itself, no grid, and say, hey, draw the rose, draw it 2 times as large, good luck. Instead, we're going to break down this complicated drawing by pieces. If you noticed, that first one we did up here is actually this top right square. So I've already drawn it. One of the things I'm going to recommend to you is that you shade the boxes you've already drawn. So I drew this box, I shade it. This is a lot for my brain to look at. There are 25 squares over here. My brain is a little overwhelmed. It now knows, oh my gosh, you're drawing a rose. In my brain, I have a preconceived notion of what a rose should look like. This is where my eyes need to do a lot of work. I need to shut my brain off a little bit. Trust what your eyes see. So, you can work however you want to, whatever squares, wherever you want to go. A lot of people like to work linearly, so that means they're working in a line. So I've done this one, so maybe I drop down to this one. I notice that there's this, this little dip here, this connects, matte. Shade, 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 shade. When I get down here, there's a lot going on. My brain is having a hard time focusing on just what's in this shape, and instead, I want to look at all this stuff too. So up on the front table, kind of by my paper cutter, please don't touch my paper cutter, there are viewfinders. You're welcome to get a viewfinder and cover up everything else so you can just see that one square. So I notice this, I see the lines kind of go like this, we got like a mountain almost, that goes all the way to the top. All right, again, shade, 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 shade. Now my lefties, I know you're out there. I did not design this page for you, I apologize. Up on my front table, there are little roses, and there is a roll of tape. Please take a piece of tape, Put it on the left side. And tape it to your paper. Not obviously there because then I can't draw. But I'm going to probably tape it up here a little bit. So now my rose is on my right side so I can actually see it as I'm drawing if you're left-handed. Again, sorry lefties, but I thought about you after. So viewfinders are up there, roses for lefties are up there. You can jump around however you want to. If you see things that look easier, like down here, use your viewfinder and you're like, okay, I want to start with all the easy ones. I noticed this one, there's like 2 lines. Where some things can go astray. One of the things that people typically do is they think, oh, it's a rose. There's a middle of a rose. That means the middle of the rose is in the middle of the paper. If you have ever played Battleship, or you use just coordinates, that could also be a helpful tool. You will notice that the middle, C3, is in fact not the middle of our rose. It's actually one up in B3. So when you go to do the middle of your rose, I actually would save that till last, it does not look like this. Okay. Please take it piece by piece. The last thing that I do see people do sometimes, and can it work out? Absolutely. But in the beginning, I think it could be a little tricky, is they try to draw square by square, but they're like going through the squares all at the same time. So is it possible? Sure. Is it difficult? I'm not going to lie to you. I do recommend working piece by piece by piece by piece and letting the puzzle just come together. So you have your viewfinders if you need them. You have your lefty roses if you need them. Shade things out as you go. Help your brain turn off a little bit so that your eyes can just do their job. Draw what you see, not what you think you see.